The differences between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton have grown a lot sharper lately. But when it comes to criminal justice, there's not much disagreement at all.
A broken criminal justice system.
Ending the era of mass incarceration.
A very high rate of recidivism.
Systemic racism.
The belief that we need to transform the way law enforcement and the courts work has become Democratic orthodoxy. But here's the twist. At times, several Republican candidates have made similar arguments.
For African-American males, I have one friend in particular who's been stopped in the last 18 months, 8 to 9 different times. Never got a ticket. If that happened to me after 8 or 9 times, I'd be wondering what's going on here.
In that same interview, Marco Rubio suggested keeping nonviolent first-time offenders out of prison so they can live a productive life later on. John Kasich took a similar approach in Ohio, putting nonviolent offenders in community facilities so they can keep working, see their families, and ideally not reoffend.
Look, redemption is real. Second chances are real. We need to not only practice that individually, but we need to practice that collectively.
And despite Ted Cruz's reputation as an arch-conservative, he's expressed interest in reform too.
We have, as he mentioned, both co-sponsored the Smarter Sentencing Act, which would reduce mandatory minimums for nonviolent drug offenders.
But last fall, Cruz voted against similar legislation, saying it would set some violent offenders free. Meanwhile, while Ben Carson has questioned mandatory minimums and Donald Trump has questioned pot prosecutions, neither is inclined to question law enforcement.
I was taught as a young person how to respond appropriately to authority.
The police are the most mistreated people in this country.
But that doesn't mean that activists will flock to the Democrats if Trump is the nominee. In 1994, both Sanders and Clinton backed President Bill Clinton's crime bill, which increased drug prosecutions and packed the prisons. Hillary Clinton also said of so-called super predator criminals, we have to bring them to heel. Yesterday in South Carolina, she was confronted about those remarks.
I'm not a super predator, Hillary Clinton.
Okay, fine, we'll talk about it.
You apologize to black people for mass incarceration?
So in theory, there's an opening here for the Republicans, but they may not be inclined to take it. Adam Riley, WGBH News.